Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is the G-Shock G-5600E. This model falls right in between the ever affordable DW5600E and the GWM5600-1. The latter is also a solar powered watch as with this piece here, but it comes with atomic clock. It is a multi-band sync watch that syncs its time with sync towers on several locations in the world. Unfortunately, we do not have any signal here in Malaysia, so I didn't go for that piece. I know there are new Bluetooth models that were launched a year or two back, but they have grown bigger in size as well. Having a small wrist and more importantly not wanting to install another app on my phone, I would skip them for now. Oh, if you are interested in the backstory of this piece, or rather my backstory of this piece, I wrote an article for a watch blog called Fifth Wrist. I'll put a link down below if you're interested to read up. They have some very interesting articles there, all written by watch enthusiasts. So let's dive into some details of the watch. The watch has a width of about 43.4 millimeters. It has a thickness, if I'm measuring only to the top of the bezel, is 12.1 millimeters. It has a lug to lug distance. This is a bit tricky here. If I only measure from the watch case, let me try to do that. It's about 46.7 millimeters, but as you can see, the resin band that comes with the watch, it sort of like protrudes out a bit and it's not free and it won't go down all the way on its own. So if I'm just trying to be real here, I'm just trying to give a very crude rough measurement. Maybe it's in the range of 65.7. I don't know. This is just a very crude measurement of the watch with the curved resin band. Oh, I forgot to measure the lug to lug distance here, so let's see if I'm able to do that. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of hard, so I'm just gonna go in like this. So yep, it has about 16 millimeters of lug width. Well, of course, as with all of these common G-Shocks, it comes with sort of like an integrated resin band, and if you want to swap out to, let's say, a NATO strap, you might have to get an aftermarket adapter for that. So with the measurement out of the way, we are gonna go through some details of the watch. The case is made from resin and has a matte black finishing. It does come with a stainless steel case back held in by 4 screws. This type of case back is very typical on or very common on all of these G-Shocks unless you are getting a special edition G-Shock. The display is protected by a mineral crystal. The crystal is seated well below the bezel of the watch. Yep, this design gives the watch crystal ample protection from drop. So let's say if you're dropping it like that, the crystal is more or less protected. Well, if you want extra protection, I believe there are some aftermarket bull bars that can be attached to the watch. At the front, we have recessed protection and G-Shock on the plastic. They have white paint in them. We have all the features and functions printed on the underside of the mineral crystal here. Bordering the crystal is the solar panel of the watch. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's sort of like this blackish or purplish, color thingy that is surrounding the display of the watch. This watch has Casio's 3160 module inside. Let's go through some of its functions here. In normal mode, we can read the time, the date, and the day of the week. Then we can see indicators bar on the lower side of the display. On the left, we have indicators for snooze, alarm, and signal. If we turn on any of them, they will have a horizontal bar on top of the label. On the right side, we have indicator for power reserve. Since this is a solar powered watch, we have an indicator of the power level of the rechargeable battery inside. Then there is this PS. It stands for power save. We can turn it on or off, which we shall see later. When it's turned on, the LCD display will turn off when it is dark. It helps to save power. The watch will still be keeping time, only the display will be turned off. Oh, it has an EL backlight function. It's EL meaning that it's electroluminescent backlight, which bring us to this A.EL markings on the display, or it stands for auto EL. With this turned on, the watch will auto illuminate when you hold out your wrist to read the time, and it only works when it's dark. We'll take a look at that later. We can turn this function on or off by holding the light button for more than 3 seconds. Alright, before I have people yelling at me for not doing a loom shot, so here is one. We can activate the EL backlighting by pressing the light button. Okay, so it will stay on for a couple of seconds. Or with the auto EL on, what we need to do is just to roll the watch, then it will turn on its own. Well, the auto EL function only happens when it is dark. Alright, so if it's bright, you roll, no matter how many times you roll your wrist, it wouldn't light up. Okay, back to the main video. Okay, let's cycle through some of the functions of the watch here. So if we press the mode button, I'm going to tilt the watch so that it's easier for me to push my thumb on the pusher. So if you hold the mode button, you can have the first function is volt time, WT, and if you press this lower right button here, you can switch between time zones of major cities. And if you press the mode button again, we can go to alarm. I think it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nope, 4 alarms and 1 snooze alarm. And this one is signal, meaning that we can like set the hourly chime on and off, so the watch will give a beep every hour. And that's it. And we cycle again. It's stopwatch. So starting the stopwatch, same. We press the lower right and stop it, and we press the adjust button to reset. And then we have timer. Similarly, start the timer. So it's a 24-hour timer. Stop and reset. All right. Oops, I'm doing that again. So we're gonna, after that, yeah, we are back to regular timekeeping. And if you press this lower right button here during regular mode, I don't think we can get anything out of it. So this one, the top left, is for you to adjust the date, the time, and everything else. So let's go through it. Right, so the first one is for you to set your time zone. Since I'm in Malaysia and they only have major cities like Singapore, so I'm setting it to Singapore. Of course, you can cycle through them by, I think, pressing the mode button or the search button, sorry. Then we can cycle through by pressing the mode button. This one is daylight saving time, so DST, so obviously it's off here because I don't have daylight saving time here. And this one is whether you want to display the time as 12 hours or 24 hours. So to change anything, we press the search button or the lower right button here. And then this one is for you to adjust the time. We cycle through hours, minutes, year, the month, the date, and then this one is to turn the power cycle or power saver on and off. So I can do that by pressing the search button. So it's off now and it's on back again. And this watch has an auto calendar, so you don't have to bother setting the day of the week. So I guess we are done with all the functions and settings of this piece. Okay, so this is how the watch looks on my 6-inch wrist. I don't really fasten it very tight, so I'm on the 4th hole here and it's still okay. But one thing that you need to take note is that the tail end is, it could be a little annoying because it's almost all the way up to the watch case itself. Well, it doesn't look too big for a G-Shock because this typical square G-Shock is usually smaller than I would say the regular G-Shocks or like the very bombastic G-Shocks out there. So this is what I like about the square G-Shock. It's very good, it's very subtle, it's good for people with small wrists. As usual, some closing thoughts before I end the video. I will recommend this piece over the regular DW5600 if budget permits. The DW5600 is great, but it only have very basic functions. I always have this untold requirement that a digital watch should at least have world time function or a dual time function. The solar function is also a bonus. Well, unlike the marketing gimmick that every solar watch brand is trying to sell you, never change battery. Yeah, right. All solar watches have rechargeable batteries inside them. Like in your phone, they will die in time, but at least they will last longer than a typical watch battery. So there you have it, a wonderful G-Shock Square for the small wrist and also with some additional function over the regular G-Shock Square. Alright, that's it for this video. If you're new to my channel, please help by subscribing to my channel. You can also follow me on my Instagram at gfw_watch for more watch pictures. Till then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.